With India emerging as a global power, its millennial and Gen Z population has come to play a defining role. Along with contributing significantly to the economy, this well-traveled and globally connected generation is dreaming about creating a personal space with life's greatest and most sensible comforts. And the increasing purchasing power only adds to their wish list. So an ever-increasing number of millennials are investing in gated communities with many amenities and experiences. Reports show that 50% of homes sold in 2020 were to millennials, a number which rose to 54% in 2022. A global CBRE survey shows that 66% of millennials buy homes for a stable, long-term investment, and 30% have cited social status as another motivating factor. Clearly, as they say, home is where the heart is, and for this generation, ye dil mange more.
What we cannot compromise on is the open area, the security, and the quality.
The one thing that attracted to all of us the most is the futuristic amenities that Purva atmosphere provides.
Most important part was the Purva air purifier, You would want to live in a vicinity where the air is of good quality.
So along with a sense of security, the millennials surely prefer homes with open green spaces, smart, interconnected technologies, and sustainable lifestyles. Today, I am at the head office of one of India's most admired and trusted real estate brands, Puravankara, also known as Purva. The group has been designing cutting-edge, sustainable homes in Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad, Pune, Mumbai, and many other Indian cities. Let's know from the management team how they have been adapting to these fast-changing times and catering to the millennials and Gen Zs of India. Joining me now is Ashish Puravankara, Managing Director of the group. First of all, ESG and sustainability and tech initiatives within a residential project. How difficult or challenging is it?
The two challenges. One is the mindset challenge, which I think is the biggest challenge, right? People resist change. The second challenge may be in terms of costing and feasibility.
Right.
As far as Puravankara is concerned, I think I will go way back to the year 2000. The tech play was a dream and initiative by our chairman, Mr. Ravi Puravankara. Simple things like, moving from plywood shuttering to aluminium formwork, which we adopted way back in the year 2000. Then we move in terms of internal controls, right? How do you give a better experience to the customers? So ERP systems, while the world was still on Tally, we were one of the first few developer adopters of Oracle as a back-end ERP system. Then from there, we went on in 2008, we went on to precast, right? Now, if you want to be able to control quality, if you want to be able to reduce your rework and also be able to deliver on time, it's very important to mechanize as much as you can.
How challenging is it to keep up with the changing aspirations of people, because every generation asks for something else? What is it that is driving them when they are looking at some of these larger words of sustainability in a project?
Obviously, when it comes to real estate, it's location, location, location. So I think that's the first criteria when someone's choosing a home. But I think if I take that location aspect out, our customers travel a lot. So when you go, you travel abroad, you stay in hotels, you start appreciating the kind of finishes, amenities, and even technology today in hotel rooms, right? And when you come back home, you aspire to have that in your house. So it's basically replicating what you experience when you travel. And when you come back home, can we give you the same experience and lifestyle? And lastly, I think, again, the most important thing would be in terms of the finishes. Today, we've created almost a 16-member team that focuses on quality finishes. So whenever any site enters a critical phase, so we have almost about 55-60 people who land up. They train the contractor's engineer, our engineers at site, and tell them this is our SOP and this is what. So, the quality is another aspect that I think along the way, as people gain volume, they tend to ignore. And today we're able to see in terms of delivery, when customers come to take possession, almost 89 to 90% customers take possession of our apartments on the first visit. So I think that's a great experience. It's something that you've booked, it's something that you waited for so long. Obviously, it is an evolution. I think it's constant work because project to project, we work with a different team, with a different contractor, with a different labor gang, etc., etc. So it is a constant effort. But I think as an organization, we recognize the importance of really focusing on that quality. It's product. And we're seeing the benefits of it today.
What are some of the trends that you are seeing internationally that you would want to bring to the homes that you build in India?
I think one piece that we've missed out on and we need to work on is health. What can we incorporate in our projects, in our apartments, in our clubhouses? If you breathe good quality air, even for 2 hours in a day, right? It will change your mood. It will change your sleep quality, which is most important. So, things like that.
Taking wellness to the next level and not keep it to the fitness bit of it, which everybody is offering at the
Absolutely.
moment.
So it's happening at a passive level where, you're just sitting there and spending time in the library, in the clubhouse, and you're being exposed to better quality of air. So I think health is something that we would like to explore a little more and keep incorporating different things that we can, which will really add to the health of our customers once they start living in our apartments.
It's time now to deep dive and understand the ethos of the organization. And joining me here, the Executive Director, Ashish Puravankara. I want to bring in the diversity of expectations from your customers. What goes on within Puravankara when you are dealing with such changing times?
And interestingly, we've seen that the buyer age is around 35, which traditionally and historically has not been the case. They know what they want. A lot of them are well traveled, and if not, they're still exposed to what's going on. The more digitally enhanced we can be, and the more we engage with them digitally and keep it easy and seamless for them, I think that's going to be a game changer.
How do you align yourself with different type of customers? Who is coming to Puravankara? Who do you want to come to Puravankara?
The only way for a company to stay relevant across time, to really be a legacy or like a 100-year company, is to keep your focus on what the customer wants and how he's changing. You create an environment that's very liberating for their lifestyle. You get them to engage in things that they wouldn't ordinarily, and you do keep it unique. So that way you're kind of engaging them and getting them to broaden their horizons on what they can expect. When it comes to ESG, like you say, it's very difficult for a company to kind of make a real dent in the ESG space all on its own. It takes a lot of collaboration from just the infrastructure of the city itself, the state itself, the country. For a company, yes, of course, you realign your processes, you make sure everything is in order, especially governance has always been very important to us, and we actually appreciate that everyone else sees the importance of it. And you try to be as environmentally friendly.
What are you excited about for the next 4 or 5 years? Are you exploring more geographies, some of the projects that Puravankara is up to? What is it that you are excited about?
I think what I'm most excited about really is the millennial home buyer is so interesting. When it comes to the product, I think things that are important to them are very different. If you look at older projects, I think, yes, you had a very functional apartment, you'd have a swimming pool, you'd have open spaces, you'd have this multi-purpose space which you could use for anything, and you'd have like some gym space with some equipment. I just don't think that's enough anymore.
Now those are called basic amenities
That's
at a lot of
basic.
places.
It's very basic, and by that what I mean is like these mini home theaters. Have a specific architecturally inspired dining space, or you'd have a little fire pit, which is like a fire pit lounge on the terrace. You'd want to socialize in a place like that, but now it's in your building and you could entertain, but privately. And I think that's how developers have to think about home building now. And I think that just keeps changing. Yeah. So it gives us a lot to work with. But yes, the world is a great space of inspiration.
So we sort of know what Gen Zs and millennials want. Joining me now, the group CEO and Executive Director, Abhishek Kapoor. Over 2 decades in this business, real estate, what are some of the trends? And one of the things that has massively changed is expectation from where you are living and what you want from the place that you are at. Do you see that more now versus what you've seen in all those years? That people are demanding more from what they are paying for and where they want to live?
You asked me about 20 years. I break this down into really 3 parts. The first part was when I started my career, and I was very fortunate then to have taken this on. He said, this is extremely unorganized. We need people like professionals. And that was my hesitation, right? As a post-management graduate, would you want to get into this really, the business? From there, the sector started getting organized, significantly organized, especially after FDI opened up. And the second phase was when things started to change at the regulatory level. Whether the local regulations to RERA, to JST, to multiple things happened. All of that has really transformed the sector. The third part, which you spoke about, is the third phase of what's happened. I think pre-COVID, people's expectation was very different from both their work and their homes. So now the expectation from home, given that you do spend more time at home with your family, is obviously changing.
Whether you own a house or whether you rent a house, your demands from the builder are the same. So for both sides, amenities, what is being offered in one single complex become very important. What are the challenges there?
It's really not a challenge. It's pretty interesting because each project has its own nuance because of its location, because of its geography, the weather conditions, cultural influences of the people who are going to live there. So every project in that sense is unique, and every solution in that sense is unique. And according to me, we get very excited. It's so stimulating to think through a particular project because you want to create the best value for the customer, because at the end of the day, you visit a project of ours, and if you're not convinced, obviously you're going to go to competition, you're going to have a look at a few projects, and that's the opportunity and the challenge for us. And I think we try and find that sweet spot every time, and I'm pretty successfully in 48 years.
When we speak about Purva, has your priorities as a builder changed as well, seeing the market?
So, Purva has been in business for 48 years, and today we are present in 9 cities. I mean, the brand stands for transparency and governance. I think that's the biggest strength, and that's a competitive advantage. Coupled with the fact that forever we have kept the customers at the center of our business, and you're a multi-geography player. So it's not that you have a diverse geographies that you can do business in, and therefore scale is possible. So I think that's the scale that we've been able to create.
Theme-based, innovative, sustainable projects can surely be defined as some of the USPs of Puravankara Group. Now let's see how these projects have been conceptualized and designed. Let's check. Venezia in Yelahanka, Fountain Square in Marathahalli, Palm Beach near Manita Business Park, and West End at Electronic City. Speaking of taking steps, Puravankara has a pan-India presence. So let's hear a bit about the efforts being put in making unique homes for different geographies and audience.
Puravankara Group over 48 years has built capability to build homes cutting across different segments. Whether we talk about the World Home Collection, which is dealing with the top end of the client, where innovation, technology and experiences from all over the world become critical and become key to the design element and the thinking, to Provident Housing, which does mass housing projects where you get a lot more value. We call the tagline as more for sure. And of course, Purva Land, which is plotted developments where you have created gated communities where you have safety to entertainment to social setup, which enables them to avail clubhouses and with great infrastructure so that people can build homes over time. So we are able to create products and for different geographies with different cultural nuances, and what happens is that for each cultural nuance you have to design for the expectations of that geography. So with our rich legacy we have been able to achieve that.
Luxury, bespoke architecture and large spaces define these projects, which have cutting-edge technologies embedded and amenities to elevate one's lifestyle. And here is what some of the residents of Purva Atmosphere have to say about it.
I was completely awestruck by the facilities, by the amenities, by the infrastructure, by how completely automation, home automation was blended with nature.
Most importantly, and the price point was just right, I think Puravankara has hit a home run here by bringing in all these facets and presenting a really classy product, great floor plans.
Puravankara Limited is one of India's most admired and trusted real estate players, headquartered in Bengaluru. Founded in 1975, the company has a sterling legacy of building high-quality homes delivered on time with transparency over the past 48 years. Puravankara as a group has multiple businesses. For the residential business, the brand Purva has been designed to cater to the luxury and ultra-luxury category. Provident Housing, a wholly owned subsidiary, was launched in 2008 to carry out mass housing large-scale projects designed for aspirational home buyers. Purva Land caters to the demand of home buyers who want to build their homes over time in a secure, gated community with great infrastructure and lifestyle amenities like clubhouses, landscaped gardens, and sports facilities, among others. Purva Streaks is an interior design arm of the group, catering to high-quality interiors for the entire range of customers that the company caters to. Purva Streaks also manufactures doors and other essential woodwork required for a large-scale project. A recent investment has been made in Purva Woodworks factory, where state-of-the-art equipment has been sourced from around the world. Starworth Infrastructure and Construction Limited is a full EPC company that offers end-to-end solutions from design to build with a special focus on precast. SICL has its own precast factory with unique projects ranging from Taj hotels, blast furnaces for steel plants to metro stations. In the commercial space, Puravankara is scaling up its business. The company has already delivered 3 million square feet in the past and intends to scale the business over time with investments for development of Grade A office space. At the core of these innovative and beautiful homes are the bright minds at Puravankara. What's it like to work for Puravankara? How do you retain talent in this extremely competitive time?
Talent is always something which is a challenge, and that comes first. As we always say, people's strategy comes before any other strategy. I mean, it eats strategy for breakfast. I think for us, what's very important is what kind of work culture we are building. And what is the work culture? How do we define it is very important. So we define it with transparency, respect, and performance-driven work culture. And that comes along when you have a common shared goal, common shared dream, and we do have a dream which we are working towards. And that's exciting a lot of people. We want to create a place to work where you have opportunities which are equal depending on your capabilities and your desire to achieve. So that's what we do, and that makes us a great place to work. I think, again, inclusivity and diversity is something which is normally very inward-looking conversation. We are going beyond that scope. We are talking about home ownership by women. We believe that that's something that's not happened in our country enough. And I think home ownership brings a certain level of safety, independence, confidence, and so on. And we promote that by coming up with special offers, special schemes, and promote educating people about why women should own homes or be first homeowners. Why not? So I think we go beyond. We want to make a social impact as far as diversity and inclusivity is concerned. And yeah, we'll continue to do so.
Imagine a future where smart homes, sustainable designs, and vast open spaces are the norm. Glimpsing into the future of India's real estate, it's clear that sustainability, consolidated efforts, and unique strategies will define the landscape. Today's blueprint goes beyond mere construction. It's about crafting global lifestyles enriched with exceptional amenities while prioritizing sustainability. This heralds a bright future for the real estate sector, and pioneers like Puravankara will lead the way with unique strategies, resulting in multifold growth and a larger market share. So let's see the space develop over the coming years. Thank you for watching this special episode.